flashed it in the trailer for all of the doc coming up this week, and I went, oh, thinking, oh, they're going to release that, and they've not released it.
Not released it. We're not doing that thing, by the way.
No.
We're definitely not doing. We do this thing sometimes where we have a guest and for 10 minutes we'll chat to each other and ignore the guest as a joke, but we're not doing that with you.
Do you do that?
Yeah, we do it all the time. And sometimes it's dead awkward as well because...
I think it's quite funny.
Yeah, it's because sometimes we don't even tell him.
We've got Stash.
Yeah, but we've got Joe Sealey's with us. Joe's been on the channel before. Les Sealey's son.
FA Cup final.
We've got, right,
goalie gloves. With tape on them. Look at that. Solo
Sorry,
I'm
look, these, like,
still got tape on them.
I hate the fact that bits are falling off these gloves that you've brought in, right? Because
I think I do
these gloves, if you can see, we've got a single there. I mean, they're good to go, them, if someone wants to wear them tomorrow. Hey, might give him a lad. He's started playing in goal. We've also got the shorts from the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final.
Are they FA Cup final?
No.
Can't Winners' Cup.
Oh yeah, because he wore different to the rest of them, didn't he?
Yeah. So we've got them, and we've got the training top, or the warm-up top as well. Sorry, I'm making a mess here. The warm-up top from Rotterdam from the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final.
Good thinking that to grab the stash.
Yeah, mate. Absolute class.
What does it say on that? Europe 2 final?
Euro Cup.
Oh, Euro Cup 2 final. Euro Cup 2 final. Precursor for the Europa League, sort of.
Yeah, because we thought, as there's a new 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final documentary out.
Which we definitely influenced.
Yeah, we did. I think everyone's tagging us in it because we talk about this all the time.
No.
As you know. And everyone's
Have you introduced Joe yet?
Sorry. Joe's been on the channel before. This is Les Sealey's son, Joe. Joe's been on the channel a few times, and obviously his dad, an absolute legend, cult hero at the club, played in Rotterdam, part of that team that achieved what has never been surpassed or equalled in the history of association football. Am I lying? Yeah.
Did try to make a game out of it. We're throwing one in, though, didn't he?
He did. He said, "Come on, lads, this is boring."
He did.
No one wants 2-0. Let's make a game of it. I was going to ask you because I always get me timeline mixed up.
Yeah.
When was it he refused to come off?
A month before.
I thought it was.
Yeah, he nearly lost his leg a month before.
Yeah. So
I got a story for this.
Right, go on.
I mean, Joe's probably got a story as well.
I mean, he might have some stories from it. But
that was the League Cup final, right?
Yeah. So, 1991 League Cup final is against Sheffield Wednesday, innit?
My first cup final.
That's your first cup final.
I got the ball.
You got the ball.
Oh, well done.
They had a race at this is the one with the race at half time.
Correct.
They used to do that, yeah. Do you remember that?
Cup final.
Right. We've tried to explain this on this channel to people, right?
You can't, because
people don't get it,
No.
right? People say,
football's evolved, hasn't it?
what are you on about? And we go, look, everyone, all the teams in the country used to send their fastest player and they'd run down the pitch at Wembley and win a fridge.
I'm not saying they sent the black players.
No, but they did.
But that might have been what happened.
Yeah, that was kind of what went down. And they'd win like something
Who
like
won it?
I can't, we'll find out. We've done this
Why
before.
do I feel like it's like someone from Sheffield?
I want to say like...
Is it Chris Park-Williams?
I think Chris Park-Williams did win it, you know.
Mate, if you two are right, this is some knowledge.
I don't know why you said that now. I think it was.
They wore full fucking kit.
Yeah, they used to wear the kit, yeah.
Did they wear shin pads though? That's what the kicker is here.
There was that one, and there was the mascot race. You remember to do the mascot race
Mate,
sometimes as well?
this is what I mean. Football's gone to the dogs. Can you imagine now, right? If for the League Cup final,
was so small time.
Yeah, that they said to like, who was it? It was Newcastle and Liverpool, wasn't it? This year. Imagine if they like rang United and City and everyone went right. Who's your fastest player? Send them down. We're gonna have a race on the pitch.
Is it Garnacho this year for us?
Probably.
He's been clocked in as the fastest. Yeah, send him down.
Yeah.
Half time, he's just going to do 100 metres down the pitch.
Yeah.
On the grass.
And he's gonna, you know, he'll get a fridge or something at the end of it. I'm trying to find it. It's very difficult to find this. But I'll have to try and find it.
Take some time to find that.
Yeah, I don't want to do this on the.
Do it. We'll just talk.
Yeah, that's fair. You can talk. Go on. What was your story you had?
Like I said, I'm sure Joe's probably got a little bit closer source material to this, but they get nailed in the final.
Yeah.
Couldn't go off because you fuckers don't have a clue, right? We had two subs, one sub.
I think it was one. Was it 2 or 1? I think Blackmore was a sub, weren't he?
Like not like the full squad and two keepers on a bench nowadays.
Yeah.
Not even didn't even bother. Keepers just like didn't he watch the first FA Cup final in the crowd?
Well, no, yeah, because his loan had finished that day. So the second one was his third loan. Extended.
How mad's that?
So he extended for 4 days. His loan to the next game. So yeah, he sat with the photographers.
Right, yeah. So we
Behind the goal.
weren't at the club anyway. But yeah, there was no keepers on the bench.
Yeah.
So he's got to stay on in a cup final, which we lose. Sheffield Wednesday, 1-0. Was it?
Yeah.
John Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yeah, John Sheridan.
Shocky. We spoke to Brian McLeod on this channel. He's a part of the channel. We done events with him, top guy, and he says like he was sat with Fergie 15 years later in the canteen, just having something to eat. And Fergie just looks at him and goes, "And fucking you in that 91 Cup final, you fucking cost us that game." And he went, "What?" Just randomly
Never forget.
brought it up. And he's like, "Right, okay." He said, "I just left him to it." But yeah, so we lost that. Your dad, what was it? There was a serious injury.
He gets nailed, doesn't he?
He got done bad, so it was like all the way down to his knee, cut him right open to the bone, went into his bone. To be fair, Jim McGregor was the physio then, said come off. They did try and get him, and he wouldn't come off. So the doctor stitched him.
On the pitch?
On the pitch.
Yeah.
Stitched mud in it, didn't they?
Stitched mud in it, and it went septic. So he collapsed at the airport. If he would have got on that plane, we were told he would have died after. But or best way, would have lost his leg. They took him to Middlesex Hospital. He was in there for 3 weeks, gangrene really, like poison. He had sepsis and stuff like that. They cleared it out. He couldn't walk. He didn't do anything before the game.
And they busted him out, and then he went and played.
I think it was him. I think it was more him than anything else. And I think Gary Walsh had a bit of a problem in his knee. And
Gary Walsh had injury issues, didn't he?
Yeah,
Gary Walsh. You don't remember, Gary Walsh was a great young keeper, fantastic goalkeeper. And it was just a shame because injuries did for him. Because he
was. They the only two keepers at the club at the time.
There would have been. Well, Jim Leighton was still there.
Yeah, he was.
And there would have been like
never getting the shirt.
Do you know what amazed me?
It would have been like Nicky. Who's the gun kid in '92 goalie?
Not Nick Colkins.
Kevin Pilkington.
Kevin Pilkington.
Something like that would have been floating about, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting that call?
I when I was looking up I think it's in the documentary, the team photo, and I always forget Leighton was still there. It's Leighton and your dad in the team photo for the start of the 1991 Cup season. You know, the team photo where they usually have a microwave or something on it as well because it was sharp. And
proper.
Like,
we got a view cam that year.
So it's such madness. That was like the top tier of football as well at the biggest club in the world.
We were double happy, man. He was double happy with that.
You get a camcorder and it's like, it's your bonus.
Microwave and a stereo.
Yeah.
These are great a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sharp did mad electronics as well. They didn't like do cool ones. It was like proper like pony shit.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? But it was great at the time. But yeah, and I forgot that Leighton was there because I always think of that first, because anyone who doesn't know, right, if you're sort of a certain age, in 1990, Manchester United go to the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace. We draw 3-3 after extra time. Ian Wright, I don't know what happened to him, he comes off the bench, scores. Mark Hughes scores a couple for United.
Well, he's just blocking women in women's football.
That's yeah, apparently. So it's 3-3. Jim Leighton has a bit of a stinker, right, the goalkeeper. Joe's dad, Les Sealey, who's been on loan at United, as a bit of more of a backup, really.
Yeah,
backup. Fergie thinks, I think Fergie said then he saw Jim Leighton after the game with his head in his hands in the changing room and thought, I can't rely on him for the replay because it's a replay, obviously, you know, this is what happens.
Was it a Wednesday night?
It was a Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. So Les Sealey gets the call, your dad comes into the team, United win 1-0. Dad obviously keeps a clean sheet, does well, and then
they sign him,
and then it's a proper awkward situation.
For the whole next season.
Yeah.
Till we signed Schmeichel.
Yeah. And then
no chance.
Yeah.
He was pretty good, Schmeichel. He's not really much fucking
to be fair, but it wasn't the end of his sort of big game appearances because he did play in the 94 League Cup final, which was my first cup final. Because I went to Wembley that season. I went to the Charity Shield, the FA Cup semi-final, the FA Cup final, and then the League Cup final was before the FA Cup final.
We need to roll it back because the gangrene thing, that stitching of his knee. When did he get out then before the final?
About a week, but only because they had to let him. So he had to go back into Manchester, back up because we lived in London, and he lived in Manchester.
Can't tell me the accent.
No, so we did a little bit of a twang over him.
I did move here after.
I just thought you were from Cheadle or somewhere a bit out.
I am now.
Yeah, you are.
I've been in South Manchester for 11 years.
I am. I can tell you've picked it up.
So we lived in so he came back to Chingford, and then he went back up. And I don't know how, he couldn't even walk. Right. So I don't know how he played, but after the game he collapsed again.
Right. This is after the Winners' Cup final.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
It is. I think Fergie, I think the thing was that Fergie thought he was lucky. That's why he brought him back the second time. In all that year in between, they didn't win nothing.
Fucking hell.
So when Leeds won the league, that year
he gambled everything on a bit of fucking luck.
He brought him back from Villa because of that. He thought he was lucky. He told him.
Right, I will die on the hill that Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager that's ever lived, right?
And doesn't do mental stuff.
Yeah, it's like, fuck your tactics and your signings and all that shit. Let's see he's lucky. Get him back in his team now. We're not going anywhere.
Didn't he throw him in the cup final as well? Because he was like, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he doesn't give a shit, and he's not going to crumble. Because that was his first appearance for United, wasn't it?
It's his first appearance in a year.
In a year.
He didn't play. Look, he fell out. So he fell out with Hartford at Luton. I think they had a fight with him.
So is Mickey Hartford the striker, is it?
No, he was mates with him.
Oh, right,
Paul Hartford, he was the manager at Luton, 89. So he played at Luton for 7 years. He's 32.
Right.
He ain't played. He's put about a stone and a half on.
Yep.
And then he gets the call. I think before he was there, Mark Crossley was on loan for a month, weren't he?
Right.
Mark Crossley got recalled.
Right.
And I think he must have been the only one available. They got him on loan in March.
Right.
Then extended it to the cup final day, and then he's that's the end of the thing for him. They only extended it for 4 days after the first cup, after the replay. He didn't go back to Manchester. He came back to Chingford. Right. He went to Man United player, then he was Luton. Right. So then it all happened in between. He never went on the bus. Yeah. I said to you before he went to quiz night at the police station. When the bus was going to Manchester.
We talk about this club as though it sounds like Manchester United when you tell me these stories, but it's so far removed.
It's the dog and duck.
It is like, right.
United pre-Premier League is so dog and duck. Like, there's literally, how many staff is there? 4.
Yeah. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, the pre-seasons were mental.
Keeper for a cup final was on loan from the dog and duck.
And he's not even on the coach.
From the town,
he's gone, where is he now? He's gone to quiz night at a police station.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't think to get him in for the... Nah.
Well, I don't think he would have went because of what he was like. I think he was like, I wouldn't say embarrassed, but he felt bad for. Jim was his best friend, till he died. He carried my dad's coffin, so he felt bad for Jim because it really did.
But Jim never recovered at all.
Never did.
Did he ever play for United again?
No.
One game
in League Cup.
One game
against the 90th team in the bottom. Of
I was looking at this today because I thought that
in the cup.
I thought. When I saw that, when I was watching the documentary and I saw that Jim Leighton stood next to your dad in it, and I thought, oh, he was there for the next season. I thought he'd left.
He was there for a couple because I think I shouldn't really say. I think Ferguson would completely have away with him, and let him rot.
Right.
So you ain't going.
Yeah.
And you ain't playing because I remember
he was there for you. You've nailed it. He was there for 2 more years. He played one more game for the club against Halifax Town in the Football League Cup. Wow. I mean, imagine you're getting dropped for the cup final. You're not going anywhere, and the only game you're getting is against Halifax Town in the League Cup.
And you've been his goalie for a decade.
You could Aberdeen.
He had him. He had him for a long time and success with him. I mean, and Jim was a good goalie.
Yeah,
just had a bad game.
Bad few games.
He had a few
games that.
I think he was. There was. I remember Red Issue used to be laying into him a bit, and at the time when I used to read my dad's Red Issues, and there was. You could see it was going wrong for him a bit, wasn't it? Because he was getting blamed for a lot. I mean, the club was the team was in a mess. We finished 13th that season, didn't we? Imagine being that low in the league.
Yeah.
I think it just come down to a sliding doors moment in the end, and 2 men changed 2 men's lives, if you like. Because Ferguson, he said to me, he saved my job, and I said to him, I think you made my dad's career when I met him last year. But I think that's the kind of thing that happened. That changed the future of everything. The fact that I'm sitting here today is because of that game. The fact I live in the north is because of that game.
That's mad, that. It's like it's a proper sliding doors moment. I want to ask you about the Cup Winners' Club, obviously, because by this time, are you all living in Manchester now, or has your dad brought you up, or is he?
No, so that year, because he only got a year contract, he didn't want to change. They didn't want to change our school, so we still in Chingford. So even on Friday, I'd leave school early. We'd drive up, stay the weekend, and drive back on a Sunday.
Right.
We did that. Or he come back to London in the week on a Wednesday and they'd do a day off. So it was up and down.
So during this sort of cup run, the Cup Winners' Cup, did you go to any games as a kid?
I went to all the ones at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I do remember being at Wrexham, the Wrexham game, because I've never heard of Wrexham. And then I was even as a kid, you get fascinated about certain things, thinking there's a Welsh team playing, but they're playing the English League, and it was the first time I'd ever heard of that. Yeah. And then my dad explaining it to me, I was like, I couldn't get out. 9 years old, it made no sense to me.
Now
we got him in the FA Cup, and then we got him in the... So around this time, we got him in the FA Cup.
Oh,
right.
And then we also had him in the Cup Winners' Cup.
Right, okay.
Blew my mind.
Right, yeah.
Didn't make sense.
And it's mad because you mentioned Hereford, who actually won the Welsh Cup. We played them in the FA Cup, didn't we? The year before.
Yes.
To win the FA Cup, that was one of the on the run.
It's such a... People think top flight football is like this really professional, slick,
well-oiled machine.
Fucking tin pot, especially in 1990.
It's mental, isn't it? What was going on? It is crazy. So you've gone...
It only just changed half times from 10 minutes to 15 minutes that year.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that, see.
I am a font of useless bollocks. And the reason was money. Because they was like, they want people to go and buy something at half.
Have a drink, yeah.
Loads of people in the chat. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Jacoy Trot says he literally put his life on the line for the club. Stephanie Griffith says Les Sealey was a real character, very brave goalkeeper, R.I.P.
Also on the cover of the greatest video game ever.
Oh yeah,
Man United in Europe.
yeah. That was it. Was it him like that?
Yeah, celebrate.
Yeah, I remember that. That was quality. That. Yeah, it was just crazy, that run. So. For Rotterdam, were you there? Did you go to the game?
Only the wives went.
Oh, did they?
The club only took the wives.
That's to be fair. That's come back Ratcliffe's bringing that back.
Yeah. So, only the wives went.
Roll that one back there from Sir Jim.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. They took the wives on a coach.
Really?
I swear to God.
So that took all of 4 days. Oh, tell everyone what was just happened with the medals as well, if you can.
Yeah. So my dad's, but the medals are we loaned them to the club museum for a year, about 15 years ago. When they're still in.
But man, we've hit the post
yesterday when Jay asked me, I thought I'm going to ring the museum and I'll pick it up. It hasn't been out of there since we give it to them. Anyway, I forgot to ring them yesterday, and I rang them today and they said, "Oh, we can't do it till Monday. We can't open the cabinets till we shut." And I was like, "Oh, all right, I don't mind."
Well, it'll give us an excuse to get you back on, Joe, so you can bring it on next. Bring it next.
35th anniversary. We'll do a full watch along of it.
Yeah, we'll do a full watch along of the game. You can bring the medals. We'll sit here in the kits. Sounds like a plan. We are going to do watch along though. We want to get Mark Hughes on, don't we, as well? Because did you watch the documentary where it said about his ankle for the Wrexham game? And how his ankle, but he wanted to play.
It's a different game, isn't it?
It's just mad.
It's a different people.
It's
They warmed up in a pissing park. Just you can't like United at Champions League games. Should we get there next year? Inshallah, right? If we end up in there, can you imagine United drawing, I don't know, Paris away, and where are we? On a pissing roundabout near the Champs-Elysees, just having a kick. Like, can you imagine?
It's not that long ago either, is it?
No,
not really. Not in
it's not. It's like 2 years before the Premier League started.
Yeah,
and it's like a different world. And it's also
there's kids watching us going, shut up. Like, no, they didn't. And like, yeah they did.
Watch the documentary, because that's exactly what happened. And it is mad because it's like that is sort of that game. Everyone talks about the FA Cup and the FA Cup sort of starting the third year and all that, but the very brief interview I had with him, Fergie, I asked him about 1991 because he would have killed me if I didn't. And he said they felt like that was the catalyst. Winning that trophy, that was the time when you think, actually, we can. He said, we thought next season we'd win the league, and obviously we didn't. Leeds pips us to it, but we were almost there, and it was like that felt like the moment where you go, okay, this is a team now. This is the club. We
would have done if we didn't have like 9 games in.
Have you seen that run? Have you seen that run when we lost the league to Leeds? It's fucking ridiculous. Like that would never happen now. It is literally like what you said. It's like 9 games in fucking.
Well, there's no rescheduling, was there? Then
no.
You had to play when it was set. Yeah. If you got in the cup, they just filled it in, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's just.
I think we played like Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, fucking Saturday.
I think
Tuesday or something fucking bonkers like that.
And
we had like Liverpool in there. I think we had Leeds in there.
Yeah,
and you're like Forest. I'm pretty sure we lost.
Forest. We lost to Forest. That was the one where Neil Webb took about half an hour to get off the pitch.
I can remember leaving. It was sat in North Stand. I can remember leaving. Is it 1-0 Forest? Something like that.
Yeah, you nailed it. Oh no, sorry, 2-1. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong score.
Leaving and my dad going, "That's the fucking league done."
Yeah, because this is mental, right? So you've got games on the 16th of April, the 18th of April, the 20th of April, the 22nd of April, and then the 26th of April.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
So you've got...
The squad was 13 fellas.
I was going to say, there's not even like 20 odd players then, is there?
Yeah. And that's, what's that? 5 games in 10 days. 5 games in 10 days. And like... And also...
And about 48 hours on the piss in between as well. Because Robbo would have been like, Tuesday club's still on, you dickhead, what are you on about?
Yeah, they're still winning the pub.
You can't. That's a great point, that. Yeah. How are you going to fit that in, and you're travelling, and the games themselves? And, in that as well, you've got West Ham away, you've got the Scousers at Anfield. I mean, fucking hell.
United going for a league when they're still pretty good as well.
Yeah, this is like 92.
Did they win the FA Cup that year?
Yeah, I think they did, and they were obviously, they were only 2 years away from when they were last champions. Forest under Clough as well.
They're the same.
Yeah, which is a fucking different animal than well, saying Forest are doing relatively well now, but do you know
It's
what I mean?
exactly the same animal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like kind of the same actually. Now I think about it, I forgot where they were. I think they're probably in an identical position now as they were back in '92. So it is insane, and you can just see how. And
we lost what, 4 of them? 3 of them.
3 of them. Lost 3 of them. Losing away, horrible that. Losing away at Liverpool, drawing. We lost to Forest, lost to West Ham, lost to Liverpool, drew with Luton away. Just a horrendous sort of run of fixtures. Yeah, I mean, it's you won't get that now. Obviously, you won't get anything like that. And people know now, and I get it. I'm not saying that players should play fucking 5 games in 10 days because it's insane. But that's what they had to put up with. But yeah, going back to Rotterdam, what is your memory of it? Because you would have been 7, 6, or 7?
No, it's 91. I was 8, 9.
Sorry.
Yeah, 8. Just turned 8. I watched it with my nan and granddad.
Yeah.
Where I watched the cup final as well. And I remember that happening. I remember Mum going shopping for like a pink suit for it, and then she went, and then my dad coming back, took me to the toy shop, and that was it. He didn't play for United. He left United.
Yeah.
He left United. He didn't go do any of the stuff after the
Did he
game.
get on the bus
He
for that?
did the bus, but if my memory's right, he sat downstairs at the back with Bobby Charlton and stuff talking because he didn't feel like he was leaving. I don't think he was that happy because he did get offered another contract.
Right.
But the contract was half of what he was on. So it's basically, here's a contract, but really fuck off.
After you, yeah.
They must have known Schmeichel was in.
No, he can't. No. Well, my dad was one of the people that went and watched him in that year and said sign him.
Really?
Yeah. But they got sent. There was no goalkeepers. So Ferguson asked my dad to go to Denmark in midweek.
Yeah.
In between games and watch him play. He said, and he came back and he said, best goal I've ever seen. Sign him. So
I mean, that's very admirable,
Yeah.
but you know,
So, I mean,
was
mate,
the part of you not? Was your dad not think?
Well, I feel stupid, weren't he?
He's shit. Yeah, he's rubbish.
What
You
was
don't
he then,
sign him.
32, 33?
He's 32 when United signed him, so then he's 33,
Yeah.
going on 34. And I think he's probably thinking what's happening after football, because probably when he was coming at Luton, he was thinking about being a police officer. He was over. I mean, to put it in context, when he was number 1 at United, he was on £1,000 a week.
Right.
And £100 signing on, so he got £3,000 a week. It was the most he ever earned playing football, and the contract that came after was £1,500.
Right.
And I think he saw it as a bit of an insult, or I think he thought, I'll stay as number 2, but I want the same money now, Villa coming. And obviously they weren't earning money like they was now, so, and he had kids, and
Yeah.
so he went to Villa. He never wanted to go to Villa.
I always forget that Cely left and came back.
Yeah.
I always forget
18 months.
Yeah, because my memories of Cely are obviously the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, and I remember him in the dugout, and it was every match. We always chanted
Always
his
in
name,
his
and he always waved.
Yeah, he
That was
always
it.
waved.
You had to chant Cely, and he always waved, and then you'd cheer when he waved, and that was like tradition. Like you had to, couldn't relax until that had been done, and then we get on with the game.
Yeah.
So that was my memory as a kid of Les Cely, and obviously meeting him at the Cliff as well, and he was ace. And then the 1994, because he played one more final, didn't he?
So I think the last 4 games he played for United were cup finals.
That's a fucking quiz question, that, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was the League Cup, Sheffield Wednesday, Cup Winners' Cup, Charity Shield.
Yeah.
I think he played part of that, and then that game.
Right.
And the FA Cup was his first match.
Yeah.
That's mad. That.
On loan. Only player ever to win the FA Cup by playing 1 game on loan.
Really?
Yeah.
And it being the
And being
first
final.
game that he played. being
And you're the
final.
keeper as well. You're not like a winger who, if you have a bit of a dodgy game, it don't matter, you get subbed, or, it's not your fault we didn't win. You're the fucking goalkeeper who's coming in.
Someone did it though previously. I think Brighton changed the keeper in the 80s and they lost. Someone else did do that.
Really?
Yeah. But not goalie on loan, but dropped the keeper in the replay.
That'll be us then, won't it?
Was it?
83?
I thought, was it?
I doubt Brighton. Right.
I thought it was something like, I don't know. I do know who it is, but I can't think who it was.
No,
but it did happen previously.
I think you're right. So
But you never hear about it because they didn't win.
What was your old man's thoughts on United then?
I think-
Obviously,
I think-
you grew up as a United fan.
Yeah, I think it was the club he loved. To be honest with you, by the end, I think it was the club that he had a good career. 8 years at Coventry, 7 years at Luton. Played in cup finals at Luton. And Luton were a good team then.
Yeah, I
They
remember them being
catapult-
a top division side.
Yeah, they were second, third in the league, but they had the plastic pitch, didn't they? But this catapulted him into being remembered forever, didn't it? And I think that legacy of that and what Jay was like saying, the singing of the crowd, he loved it. He loved it, And I think he come at a point where he thought his career was over. He weren't young anymore, and he enjoyed it, and he took everything in that he could. I think he did everything he could to be the best he could be at this club. His lifestyle and training and all of that. And I think I would say that by the end he was a Man United supporter, in all honesty. If you had to ask him, he always watched all the Man United games when they was on the telly. And he certainly weren't upset. I remember when they won the 1999 Champions League final, he was nearly crying.
Was you watching that with him?
Yeah, I watched it with him in the front room, yeah. He was smoking a cigar when I was sitting on the floor.
That's class.
I fucking love hearing...
Yeah.
Not just, like, obviously ex-players, but hearing where ex-players watched it, because there's some fascinating ones.
Yeah.
But I love hearing where everyone watched it.
Yeah. That is class. And you say you met... I know you spoke about this earlier, you spoke about it before you went on this podcast, but what's Fergie like with you when you spoke to you?
Literally, someone said... I was at a horse race event with someone with Jed Mason, who owns the racehorses with him. So he said, do you want to meet him? And I said, I don't really want to photo with him. He said, why? I said, I told him who I was, and then he said, told him, and he said, come here. So I come over, and as I stood next to him, he said, your dad saved my career. The only thing he said to me, I said, well, I think you made his career, and he said, you're probably right. And then he said something about Leighton, and then I left. He still had a come at Leighton.
Really?
Yeah.
He does hold a grudge, doesn't he?
And that's unreal, mate.
Yeah. I said, I just had a puff at Leighton.
Yeah.
You know?
That is...
He went, Jim never spoke to me again. And that was it.
Yeah, that was a thing that
him.
was well reported, wasn't it? That he proper... That was it. He was heartbroken.
Well, he's never spoke about it, has he?
No.
And he's never seen him lad, yeah. We works in oil. Works for an oil company now in Aberdeen.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you say, they'd known each other for years. Been his keeper at Aberdeen, brings him to United.
He does the one interview after the cup final, doesn't he? And you can see he looks shell shocked.
Oh, really?
He's got like crap all over his face, and he doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's gone to the game as well, hasn't he? He ain't just, I ain't going. That'd happen now, wouldn't it? I ain't going.
Yeah.
Probably agents would be all.
He's had to sit on the coach, hasn't he? He sat in the team meeting. He told them in the team meeting. He didn't get pulled into a room.
So in front of everyone, Fergie said to Jim Leighton,
names the team, and that fella that's on loan start.
No, sorry, he told them before the meeting. He did tell them before the meeting, but then they had to go in the meeting.
Yeah.
Because when they went back to the room and Russell Beersmore was having a shit, and he told Russell Beersmore, and they shared a room. So he said, I said to him,
we don't have enough stories that start like that on this podcast.
That's the truth.
And it's a worse podcast for it.
I know. We need more stories about how Russell Beersmore was having a shit and he found out first.
And he said, guess who's playing?
Really?
And that was it. He said, I did feel like so I think, because they never had a goalkeeper coach, so they'd coach each other.
Right.
And at the end of every session, they'd do crossing and like kicking. It would be Leighton that do the crossing and kicking.
Yeah.
And then I think Ferguson said to him 2 days before, let's do that as well. He said that was the first inkling he had because the training changed.
So he's getting him to do more of the
stuff, doing both of you do it. So he must have been thinking about it at that point.
Because it's mad. I remember like watching the FA Cup final and my dad had gone, and I remember when he got home, he was saying about Leighton. He was saying like it's like you just said, something's not right with him. He's, but no one saw it coming. Well, certainly I don't know no one saw it coming. Like it was like just a worry. Is he going to be all right for the replay? Like what's going on? Because it was 3-3, and there was a couple of moments he had, didn't he, where he looks just a bit all at sea, and you think, this is it. This is the FA Cup final. But such a mad move to do to have the balls to do that. And it shows the faith you had in your dad. And you spoke about your dad getting stitched up on Wembley and just like, I'm not coming off, and that's iconic, that sort of.
I saw it on telly again the other day actually.
Like, was he always like that? Was that his determination, or do you think he took it up a notch when he went to United because this is it, this is my chance, this is...
I think part of his game was being aggressive. I think he had that.
Definitely an aggressive keeper.
Yeah, he had that in him. Like,
probably why he likes Michael.
Yeah, no, he loves Michael. I mean, I think it was like, I was always taught when I was playing in goals by him, like hurt him.
Yeah.
Like, if you can hurt him. And I think it's like back then as well, it was either you or him, like, get your studs and all that. But I think it was part of his game. And I think at that point, it was his adrenaline and like, I don't want to let this club down. I think he wanted everything to stay at this football club, really, at that point.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't come off. I mean, how he didn't come off, I'll never know. Because what happened over the next 6 months was horrendous. So, like, what happened on that pitch and what he chose to do, and it was his choice. They told him to come off. Everyone told him to come off.
And he's having
he got through it.
None of it.
No.
Wow.
And how he played in that game, actually, was even harder because after anything happens, it's just worse, isn't it? Like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, it's worse.
Yeah.
When you do it, when it just happens, you're full of adrenaline, they strap it up. I mean, even
probably
get
didn't
stitched
realise
up,
he probably wouldn't have realised. Probably just playing through the pain, and you're in the zone, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it's happy days. But yeah, when you said when you're sitting there, it's probably got pus coming out of it and all sorts of shit. Yeah. And like I said, he couldn't walk. and then he's got to lace up and go and face Barcelona in a cup final.
Yeah. And this is the mad thing, right? Because I think certain people of generation, because it's become the Champions League, which was the European Cup, people don't get the Cup Winners' Cup as much. Like, we obviously have tried to educate them. But it's like, the reason you've got Barcelona in this competition is if you won the Cup in your country, you went into the Cup Winners' Cup. Obviously, if you won the league, you went into the European Cup.
Technically, the Champions League's easier to fucking get into.
Yeah. And for a lot of clubs, like, for a lot of players, you hear players talk about the FA Cup. That was the one, wanting to win the FA Cup. Other clubs as well all around the world, like winning the cup final, and you get there and you go into the Cup Winners' Cup, and that's why you're coming up against Johan Cruyff's Barcelona. This isn't like the UEFA Cup, whatever. This is all the Europa League, where it's like all over the teams that are good. You're getting, because when Fergie won it with Aberdeen, he beat Real Madrid in the final.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you've got Real Madrid in one final, and then 9 years or 8 years later, you've got Barcelona in the next final. Next time he faces a Spanish club or a club in the final.
Didn't Barcelona knock out? I don't know if Platini was still there then, but they'd locked out. Didn't they knock out Juventus?
That makes sense.
They got the hard semis, didn't they?
Wait, are you saying Legia Warsaw's not?
Well, it was a difficult game, but
I think you're being very,
we got a good draw. We got a decent draw the way through it, didn't we? That year?
Wow, like Wrexham aren't.
Like Pesky Monkus aren't one of the best teams.
Because he kept. Did he keep 3 clean sheets?
It is Hungary, isn't it?
3 clean sheets in the first 3 games, weren't it?
Yeah.
So Clayton Blackmore gave him his Rolex because of it.
What?
Yeah, for 500 quid. That was the deal. If you keep 3 clean sheets, I'll sell you my Rolex for 500 quid.
Honestly, if you could just... Football's
it
just
sounds
gone.
bollocks.
Football's gone to the dogs.
And he actually got... Because the other thing was, because the club... This is how crazy it was. His club car was a Volkswagen Golf convertible. And because they done well in the cup run, they upgraded his club car to an Escort Cosworth.
A Cosy, mate.
That kept blowing up.
Talk about 90s.
90s. A Cosworth.
But he was
Nobody's got a Cosy.
Club car.
Can you imagine saying to a Premier League football now you're going to get a club car?
But a gold convertible.
When Rio interviewed him, it was that story about the club car.
That was a big deal.
When he went
when he
went in to see Fergie, he said, like, I've had 26 games, can I get a club car? And he said, you're lucky you don't get if you got a club bike and told him to fuck off.
Yeah. And he used to get expenses. He had expenses in his contract. He always wanted expenses, so he paid his petrol receipts in. God.
I love this.
Like,
I think football's gone shit.
I know.
Club cars
It was a big
and lads
thing in my dad's life.
dropping their fucking SO receipts in on a Friday morning.
In the middle of the glove box.
You can imagine, like...
Don't touch my receipts.
Fergie looking at his receipt.
17 quid.
Where have you been? Here? On a Tuesday night. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And it'd be pennies, won't it, as well?
Yeah.
It'd literally be pennies.
Mate, it's mad, innit? It is mad. And
now
like,
they've got Ballon d'Or closes.
Yeah. Now play. Yeah, fucking hell. It's a different world.
I've got a fuel card. I bet someone had a fuel card in the contract.
Remember when they used to have like...
Bet Robbo had a fuel card.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Oh, fucking right. They used to have the club, the Manchester United card as well to go clubbing.
Yeah.
You remember that?
To get in the press
get a discount in clothes shops.
Yeah,
because no one knows who the fuck they are in 1991.
Used to get 50% off in suit shops and all that with it. I remember he was so happy when he got that. I remember all that stuff. Joe Bloggs used to send them clothes.
Joe Bloggs. This is so nice. This is the best podcast ever. Honestly, it's me and Steer Element. Talking about the semi-final, you spot on. Barca beat Juve.
Click on. Let's see. Give me the 11.
I'm trying to. It's not got the.
The Barca goalie.
It's not got the 11. It's that fucking tin pot.
The Barca goalie for the final was the first game he'd ever played for him, wasn't it? It was
Busquets.
Busquets, his dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play much after that, did he?
Because thing is, Bergie Stan was there as well, wasn't he?
Tixie.
Yeah, Tixie was there, but they didn't have Stoichkov. Did they? He got suspended, which probably did everyone a fucking favour, to be honest with you. I'm trying to find this team now from the.
What did they do the year after? Oh, they won it, didn't they? Was that a Koeman free kick as well? 1-0 Sampdoria, Wembley.
I think he did score a free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, they won it the year later, didn't they?
Wembley won it.
Yeah, it was. So he was
in
up
orange.
front. So he was up front for
Was
Juve.
that the orange one? They played orange.
That was because of Cruyff as well.
Schilacci was up front for Juve when Barcelona beat him.
That's a 90s reference.
Yeah.
Italian
Proper,
90s. Go on,
Italian, aren't they? Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of Hasler is in the team, Baggio's in the team, Julio Cesar.
It's not a bad team.
It's a very good. It's a fucking great
Platini
team.
though. I guess he must have been done.
No, I think he must have left by. He was there I always think of him in the 80s because we got knocked out, didn't we, by Juve?
He scored, didn't he, in the...
Is it 84?
Well, at Heysel, he scored. Did he do 1-0 Juventus in that game?
I can't remember.
So the Juventus fans seen their arse him, obviously, because 80s and 90s just makes no fucking sense in 2025. The Heysel Stadium disaster has happened.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a hell of a lot linked with this because we're the first English club back in Europe.
Yeah,
100%.
And that was a big part of Andy's documentary as well, because obviously people are thinking about violence and hooligans and this, that, and the other, and maybe ecstasy had a bit of a thing to do with it, but like...
We had a little trick up our sleeves to do with hooliganism.
Yeah.
We'll all just take ease.
Yeah, and everyone had a lovely time. And then having the final basically round the corner from Amsterdam was a right touch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that was a real thing.
It was
a genuine real thing. But I know that Juventus fans actually seen their arse with Platini, because obviously I don't think they count that final, because obviously they lost a lot of their fans. And he's seen celebrating while the bodies are at the side of the pitch. Can you imagine a Champions League final happening now with a disaster happening in the crowd and bodies on the track and them going, well, we've got to kick off?
It's mad. It
makes no sense.
It's just a different type. It was happening all the time now, weren't it? There was always overloads and people on the pitch. Horses. Remember they used to have the horses around the side of the pitch?
I remember
on the pitch.
When I started going to United in the 80s, I only went midweek. For my first sort of 5 years ago at United with midweek, like I think Southampton was my first game. I remember Liverpool with Rumbelows Cup. Yeah, because my dad just wouldn't take me the weekend. He's kicking off for us. It's 2 hours.
My first United game was the QPR game when Mark Robbins scored 2.
Yeah,
he was my favourite player then.
I used to love Matt as a kid.
He was my favourite player.
He was here longer than you think and all.
I know. Yeah, because he's another one you think of him just... I always think of him as just that...
He played that
run.
one game.
Yeah.
He was on the bench for the cup final. He got the medal, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't play.
Right.
He sold it.
Did he?
He sold it, yeah.
Really?
About 10 years ago, yeah.
I didn't think it imagined.
He was on the bench because he was the 12th medal, cup final medal.
Wow. Right. Oh yeah, because at the time they did proper, like everyone, like you fucking the tea lady, and everyone gets it now, doesn't it? But like back in the day, they had a proper limited number. And that.
Sorry to go backwards, but did your dad give or try to give Jimmy's cup final?
Give it to Bobby Charlton to give to him, yeah.
Cup final medal, yeah. In 1990, because I remember the Evening News, you ran a big story on that.
Yeah,
like,
he wouldn't have it.
He wouldn't
no, they did get him a replica in the end, but they didn't. He wouldn't take that, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Because surely you would have been... see, that's mad. I thought you'd have been entitled to one because you played in the first game before the replay.
Not then, you weren't entitled to it at all.
That is kind
These
of...
mad rules back then, like you get sent off, you ain't getting one, let alone... Like, you're not allowed to go up for it. It's nuts.
Going back to your point about goalkeepers getting changed for the replay, it wasn't Brighton, it was Leeds, I think, in 1970.
Leeds.
Yeah, Gary Sprake was in goal.
That's it.
For the first game against Chelsea, they drew 2-2, and then for the replay, a guy called David Harvey was in goal, and they lost. Yeah, lost 2-1.
Who's the manager? Don Revie. Or was it pre-Revie?
No, I think it was. Yeah, it was Don Revie. Yeah, it was Don Revie, and Dave Sexton was the manager of Chelsea.
What did he ever do?
Yeah.
Who won the race, by the way? Did you found?
No, I found some footage, right? It's on Facebook, but I don't even know if it's the right year. It just says Rumbelows Cup Sprint Challenge Final. The only name I recognise is Efeni Koku. He was at Bournemouth at the time.
Wow, I can only think of him as Wimbledon.
Yeah, I think of him Norwich as well. I'm trying to sort of see who's won it. It's
Jay.
Yeah.
It's just Mandem, innit?
Yeah. I think actually, I don't know, yeah.
It's like the Olympic final.
It is, yeah. It is, I mean, yeah, it's extremely questionable what's going on with this whole thing.
Who would your money have been on? If you could pick anyone, Tony Daly would have been a touch.
Tony Daly, Villa. He was
quick.
Rapid, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Andrei Konchelsky's would have had a shout.
Konchelsky was fast, and
I think he was faster with the ball, though.
Yeah, he was quick with the ball.
He was mad strong, wasn't he? He had that rare mix of being like...
I'd have backed him.
I'm trying to think who was always rapid when United used to play.
I can just think Tony Daly.
I don't
know why. He must have absolutely cooked us one day.
Yeah, he was rapid. I'm trying to think who else I always thought was dead quick.
Terry Phelan.
Terry Phelan was at Wimbledon and he went to City, didn't he? He was from like Harper or something. Was Terry Phelan? Yeah. Had a weird, like he went to, I think he went from Wimbledon to City, but he originally was from. I used to hate Terry Phelan. Honestly, but
Terry Gibson was fast.
Terry Gibson, the little lad who went to Spain, didn't he?
He's my mum's cousin.
Really?
He's my mum's cousin. Him and my dad played in the same Sunday morning team. That's how they met.
I never knew. Right, that's mad. Yeah. Terry Gibson.
He played for United for 1 year, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he scored 1 goal for United.
Only one, yeah.
Yeah, but he was rapid. But he does Spanish commentary, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does Spanish TV.
Because he went to Spain after United.
Yeah.
Because was he at Wimbledon?
He won the cup final. Right?
Yeah.
What, 88?
Yeah. So Wimbledon, United, and then because didn't really work out with United. Did
No,
it?
he didn't have a good time.
Yeah,
Ferguson, I think it was one of the first places Ferguson moved.
I think Fergie said it in his book. He said he had Terry Gibson, he had Peter Davenport, and he said we just didn't have anyone up front. I thought I could, rely who was any good, and then I
bought Ralph Milne and it all clicked.
Yeah.
Ralph Milne. There's a quiz question for you. I've got loads of people in the chat. Sorry. Alex Buckingham says, who's been a member of the first team 53 months, says, Dean Saunders on Talk Shite saying about United, I've never even heard of the teams they've beat. Just admitting he's crap at his job. I got baited.
What, like Athletic Club Bilbao?
Yeah, I've never heard of someone asking me about the stickman thing. Move my laptop out of the way. There you go. You can see. Me and Steve were talking about this, about how we used to, both of us. I think it was.
Someone sent me the history of it. Walter Crickmer.
Really?
Yeah.
Because all my books at school used to be covered in that. In
that badge?
Yeah, that logo.
I remember that badge.
I had a metal one.
There was a game with that on, wasn't there?
Oh, was there?
Your player was a stick like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was probably cutting edge back in the day, wasn't it? Alex Bailey says, buzzing. This is today's brew. I will watch Battle in full. Up the Reds. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Santa Notch talking about the Brighton game in the 83.
Of course he remembers.
Yeah, of course he does. He's all over it, ain't he, Notch? He knows his stuff from the 80s. What was it like when... Was your dad's last game then? Sorry, was that the League Cup final for United?
So against Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Was it just a case of his contract finished?
No,
was he 36 by this time?
No, we got offered another year. Well, so he got offered a chance to go to Japan, and for the time it was quite a lot of money.
Right.
And then Ferguson, 4 or 5 games ago, said, "I'll give you another year."
Right.
And I only found this out a little while ago.
Okay.
Then Cantona and I wanted $5,000 a week.
Right.
So my dad didn't get his contract, and 3 players went, and I can't remember the other 2. My mum told me the other day. So his contract, he didn't get his $1,000 a week because he was on a grand then. He went to Cantona and he had to leave.
Is this the 95?
495, yeah.
So this is
before. 94.
Before this is the summer before
Inson,
Kichelskis and Hughes left. So in fact we can find out.
It was like I think it was like
Villa in the League Cup.
I think it was him. It was like
Villa.
it would have been people like Russell Beersmore might have went or Dion. Did Dion leave then?
Yeah, he probably did.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it was. So like the 3 players went so he could have his money. So he didn't get his contract and he didn't go to Japan. So I think he was a bit about it when he left because he went to Blackpool.
Right.
You carry on playing now?
He came on playing for so.
All right, here we go.
He moved us to Blackpool, and after 2 days he left.
Yeah,
he refused to play. He went to understand Allardyce is a massive thing there.
What, even just Big Sam didn't get on?
He went to West Ham, but we're living in Blackpool now, and we had to live there for 18 months before I could get a different school in London. So he's back down there, we're up here.
Oh, Jesus,
that's how it was.
I love that. He's like, anyway.
Yeah, enjoy Blackpool, seaside there, beaches,
he walked
donkeys
out. I remember him walking out with no boots on at Blackpool. Okay, really? I'm not playing. Yeah, like on the pit, walked out into the game.
What? Just didn't get on with Allardyce?
No.
Really?
No.
So Allardyce must have been starting off his managerial career then. Blackpool was his first sort of club, wasn't it? So I think in that summer you're talking about players leaving. Clayton Blackmore, obviously Robson left as well. Mike Phelan, your mate, left.
Perfect pass completion in the 91 Cup Winners' Cup final.
Yeah. Didn't give
how many passes it was?
2.
13.
It was a bad pitch down. It was windy.
And he
was really windy.
And he didn't give the ball away once.
Yeah.
What's that say about underrated Mike Phelan?
Johan Cruyff went, I tell you what, we should keep the ball. And that's how Tic-a-Taca was born.
So Mike Phelan started
That may or may not be the truth.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, he's like Tic-a-Taca.
Start a rumour.
I'll tell him when I see him in work.
Who
else do you know that's had 100% pass completion in a European Cup final?
Yeah.
And won it.
I bet there ain't many.
No, this is it.
There you go. So...
Do you know what I mean?
Pep Guardiola owes his entire career to Mike Phelan.
Yeah. The reason Man City won anything is because Mike Phelan. Striker Colin McKee rings a vague bell. Neil Whitworth all left in that summer when your dad left as well. I
used to love was back in the day. I don't even know if they do anymore. was the old membership books that you used to get. That's how I used to find out about like the reserves and the academy players coming through and stuff like that. Like Whitworth and McKee and all that. Like you'd find out like they've just shit goals all season.
Yeah,
Kieran scored 50 goals.
I remember. It's mad, isn't it?
All black and white photos from
you'd be like, he's like, oh right, yeah, keep your eye on him. Like, and then it just becomes like a bit of a quiz question.
He's got Mansfield.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I think the day before that game, though, if I can't remember now, I'm remembering stuff, because no one was supposed to know how bad his knee was, because Barcelona didn't know.
Right.
So I think he only trained the day before, and I think he caught 10 crosses.
Right.
And that was it. And went in. That was it. Yeah.
Did he jab him up for it?
Then my dad would have definitely had that done. But I do know this. So he's got his knee obviously smashed to pieces, which is like he can't kick it, but he's having to kick it. And then Ferguson at half time said to him, "You're kicking like a fucking child. If you kick it like again, I'm going to take you off."
But you're not the liar.
No, he didn't, did he? Because we had Gary Walsh on the bench in that game. But he didn't take him off. But he said if it went to extra time, he would have.
Really?
He says that. He said that. He said that on a few things.
He said like his knee was like.
You could see the free kick.
Might forgive him for the throwing it in.
I mean, to be fair,
I could have saved that with me out.
the guy nearly lost his leg, right? A month before.
Jay,
If you're playing, you're playing it.
Right, I mean, when you fucking suit up, you're fit.
Yeah, I mean,
You fucking jumped over it, Jay.
There's no Les Sealey, there's no party. Don't forget that. The reason we're all sat here, not even just you, we're all sat here because of Les Sealey, not just Joe.
When I was a kid, if I would have let one of them in, that would have been one of them when I could have got up and he would have turned his back to the pitch.
Can you imagine?
He strikes me as being a proper angry dad on the sideline.
Was it?
He weren't. At home, he was different. He was quite relaxed. But if I got in trouble, he was exactly the same as he was on the pitch.
Was it?
Yeah. And then there was an air of disappointment if I was playing. When I was playing, and I made a mistake. I could feel it.
So did you just follow him?
You're a keeper as well, aren't you? Was he at West Ham?
Yeah.
So you just did you follow him like you wanted to be like your dad, or was it just
I know. I
naturally?
played centre back till I was about 10, and I thought, well, that's not for me. This.
Really?
I just wanted to play and go. I loved it.
Yeah. Did he used to give you a lot of coaching then at home?
He did. I sort of got a conversation when I was about 12 and people started being interested in me, and he sort of said, like, is this something you want to do or not? If you do it properly.
Yeah.
And I'll help you. But it's not always going to be nice. Or just play for fun, but your mates, and that's fine as well, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I said, oh no, I want to play goalie. So then he battered me from that point onwards every school holiday, every day of my childhood.
Keep beating him in the head at corners.
Yeah. This is what you're going to experience in the leagues, lad.
Judgment from that point on.
Do you think Chapman's going to do it here?
Yeah.
So it was a bit like that. But no, it was good to have him there.
Yeah. So what age did you play up to at West Ham?
I got injured I was 19.
So you was on the sort of...
Yeah, I played...
You reserve keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to 3, but I got a bad injury when I was 16. I had a shoulder reconstruction and it went wrong. Well, it didn't go wrong. They said if it happens again, you're done.
Really?
Yeah. So it happened once again, and that was me done.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's the way it goes in football sometimes, isn't it?
Well, it is, man, and it's obviously, sad when something like happens, but, you've done all right for yourself, haven't you?
I'm here, ain't I? I'm still alive. I'm sitting here.
Done okay in the business world and on the telly and that. It's not all doom and gloom. The Sam Architects, they should have remade that vintage 99 one. I got you, Jay. Oh yeah, Sam Architects. Going to get him back on the channel soon, aren't we? Sam from the Architects.
He just pulled his calf, hasn't he? Dick.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Jumping up and down. Ooh, look at me doing a gig. From 40,000 people.
Oh, grow up.
Is he playing your football team?
No, he's they're in a band that's fucking enormous.
Yeah,
didn't they play the Ajax Arena?
Like metal. Is it metal in it? Yeah. It's like it's not really my sort of music, but they're like when we had him on, like everyone was like, "Oh my god, Sam Architect," and he's the nice guy in the world. He got him into the cup final. There's a Carabao Cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an elite jib.
Yeah, tickets were like rocking horse shit. He'd give his ticket to his son, which is just the most stupid thing
My dad gave my tickets to my son.
I've ever in my life. Who fucking hell does that?
My dad went, I've been to loads of finals with you, not been with one with him. You can sort yourself out. He's like, you got enough contacts, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Mate, everyone wanted tickets, right? But I was like, yeah, well, because I've done it before, you go like, final, yeah.
Isn't it? You gamble, you go.
Yeah. You turn up, yeah. We were talking about this yesterday, about this, hopefully we get to the final.
Yeah, there's always a way. But it's like literally half an hour before kick-off, and it's still not happening, and you think, actually, this is getting like looking ropey. And then Sam was messaging me, and I think he was messaging you as well, and he's like, Steve can come in with us. And he just basically,
Did he leave you outside?
No, I had a ticket.
Oh, right.
Mate, I'm every man for himself in cup final ticket. Fucking whip on me, mate. I'm like, Joe, I ain't having none of it, mate. Have I got my ticket?
There's no friends.
Then I'll start worrying about other people once I've got my fucking ticket. Then I'll start helping others out. Like, I'm
It's like Titanic.
Yeah, there's none of that. Like,
We're sorted first.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah,
no, we fucking.
I get it.
When I've got mine, then I'll start worrying about yours.
I get it.
So,
Are you going Bilbao, by the way?
Yeah, we haven't know what.
I can't. I'm going to Switzerland the day after.
Oh, Steve, fucking have a word with yourself. What do you mean? Like, you do realise this is probably our last European final for the next decade? Come on.
Even I'm going.
We're going to the Champions League next year.
I love that.
Are you look at the progression? League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League.
Imagine
The
that.
dream this year, isn't
Go
it?
on.
So City not to qualify.
City, this is it.
Right.
This is dream scenario.
This is what I want.
Right.
Them not to qualify for Champions League, and we win it. We're in the Champions League. They're not.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
And then next year we
next
get
decade's ours,
relegated.
isn't it?
And it's going to be Wednesday nights Champions League, Saturday afternoons Championship. Right, that's the game, and we're going to win the fucker, and we're going to come like 9th in the Championship, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
It might be
is
alright
going
next
on?
year. It might be alright.
Yeah. What's going on here? So you're going to Switzerland. Do I need to ask why?
Janine's 40th. She wanted to go somewhere we've not been before. I didn't even think about the cup final when we booked it.
To be fair,
You wouldn't know, would you?
No, like,
No,
no one's thinking about cup finals as United fan at the minute when they're planning holiday months ago or whatever. So you're not going. You're going.
I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah, you sorted.
I'm not sorted yet, but I started to
You've
try.
got
this.
more connections
I started.
than
No,
anyone
because
at this
everyone
table.
at the club, there used to be a lot of people at that club that looked after me.
Right.
They've all fucked off.
They've all retired. They've all,
Yes.
they've all retired.
Yeah, all
Because
voluntary redundancy.
Yeah, so I don't know who's getting me tickets. I used to be able to ring up. I got like 4th when we played Barcelona at Wembley. I got 4th quite quickly, and but this time I'm like, I'm every man for themselves.
Mate, even like when it was on the knife edge, now it's probably not as bad. But even like next week for the home leg, I was asking about because the club have done that thing, haven't they, where it's like £800 a ticket if you haven't got a fucking seat
Oh yeah,
ticket.
I saw that. Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Like they've done these dynamic pricing or whatever. So tickets that have been sent back to the club, people who can't go, are getting flogged online for £800. I think Macca's like had to go prawn sandwich it because his card on his membership or his season ticket was changed, so it didn't update, so he didn't get his cup tickets for next week. So he's had to buy them, and it was like all that was left was the expensive ones.
Yeah,
so
they're refunding your £37 one.
Yeah.
And then blasting it up for 5 ton.
Yeah, it's a fucking disgrace. It really
He'll
is.
start next year buying a block, and all that, and selling them secret. They'll start doing that, I think.
Yeah, mate.
Like the boxing ones do.
That's it, innit? Total Football TV, says, cracking brew here, lads. Stepwork says, Steve, Bilbao's literally on the way to Switzerland-ish. Just do it. Ish, she's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
It's doing a hell of a lot.
Do you know what I mean?
Listen, here's the thing. If I'm in Bilbao, and I love Bilbao, it's like I was saying yesterday, it's one of my favourite stadiums I've ever been to. I love the place. It's good on a smash. If I go to Bilbao and United win a European Cup, do you think I'm making a flight to Switzerland the following day? No, I'd have to go. I would always book like 3 days post, and just like have a right good look at it.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? I think I was chatting to Mark United before, and everyone's like, Spurs in the final. I'm not asked about that, mate. Do you know, like, as a thing, like, if we get beat off Spurs...
I don't care who we're playing.
I'm not bothered.
just wanna win.
It's the most Spurs thing ever. They've absolutely wiped their cocks all over us this year.
Yeah.
And we get them in the final, and it'll be like last night.
I know.
Well, that'd be...
It's the most Spurs thing ever.
Isn't it? Beat United 3 times in a season,
When it
get to the cup
matters.
final, lose.
Yeah.
Against a United side that, for one season...
know what?
are actually
We were good last
shitter than
night.
you. Yeah.
Ahmad Diallo's going to be back for the final,
Yeah.
and they ain't going to have a fucking chance.
Oh, mate. Fucking wrap him in cotton wool, mate. Yeah. Seriously. Get him in that fucking final.
Do you know what's mad is, I mentioned this last night, didn't we? We've literally got a league game after the final. We play Villa.
Do we?
At home.
Yeah.
The week after the final. The weekend after the finals on a
If you
Wednesday.
want a ticket for that, there's no dramas there.
Yeah, because after Grant's still in fucking Spain.
Yeah, they will play all of that. I'll forward it you now after this. Not a problem there, bro. It's all good.
So I think there'll be an event in town somewhere. There always is.
Yeah.
If you're going to that, I'll be at that. I'll see you.
That'll be class.
I'll be wearing this.
That'll be class. To be fair, because also as well, you've got to remember there's 14,000 tickets I think for United fans for.
Well, I did get an email today off the club saying I am eligible to apply.
You got to be gold member, haven't you? Yeah. And you've got to have done 10 cup games this season.
Yeah,
To
so
qualify for the ticket.
it
Yeah.
literally
apply.
got the ticket earlier, and I was like, oh, because it says execs and thing, which I'm not. Yeah, arrangements for final sales, and I was like, they're fucking
Because
getting
they go on, they go on
aren't they?
sale before the second leg.
I know.
Which is
That we should be in. shouldn't we?
fucking.
I bet the
yeah.
flights went up to that.
Yeah.
Ballot opens Tuesday.
Yeah, till Thursday, innit?
Yeah, till 8 a.m. Thursday is the when the
Imagine
ballot
we
is.
get beat fucking 4-0. Hey.
Oh, they'll took the money. By the way.
Yeah, they'll have your money first,
There'll
yeah.
be something in a small print that says it's non-refundable.
So the prices are €240 or €190 for a restricted view. I don't know where's a restricted
Is that
view
the standard ticket prices for it? Is it?
It's fucking
Category
not
2
like
is
that,
160,
honestly.
125 for restricted view. Where's these restricted views in that stadium?
People that take their kids in, they're in for $1,000, didn't they? Plus
Yeah.
flat bloody
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, it's shit. It is
Category
proper
3,
shit.
It's not right though. They should
€65.
cap it.
Category 4 and accessibility
It's a
€40.
60,000 seat stadium as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so how many are we getting? 14,000.
14,000.
Fucking
60,000 seat stadium.
Scandalous.
That is a fucking joke.
And how many season ticket holders? We've got like 50,000.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't know how many
rope,
people
yeah.
qualify for all of the thingies. I don't know if my dad's going actually.
It's like a thing of like getting accreditation and all that as well, like, which is obviously it's doable. We've been accredited a few times this season, but
Especially for Europa.
I know, but I don't want to be fucking in the press bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you can still celebrate and shit in the press bit, but I
You
want
do frown at you taking your shirt off.
yeah, taking the shit off and screaming and throwing things. Fucking
Why's he got
ranting. Yeah.
Why's he got a smoke bomb?
I might not make the second hour before kick-off.
Where's Jack?
Fucking there is. Yeah, come on. Yeah. I'm getting escorted out. So
If there was any feasible way of
feel like press
me
is the one for
going
us.
and fucking making Manchester Airport for Thursday morning without a divorce, I'd consider it.
No.
Oh,
You do get
can you
a lot of
imagine your
passes as
missus'
well.
face if you said, oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
he gets a lot of
I'm
passes
going
as well.
to, I'm going to the bow.
Yeah, I'm
the
literally
football.
away from fucking now until fucking August.
Yeah,
so
he's
like,
away a lot, so I'm not going to start
Hang on,
throwing
where is
shade
it?
about that one.
Fucking done.
Peter Kelly says, I got sorted for a ticket for the home leg last week, can't wait now. Tempted to go to Bilbao without a ticket.
gonna be a boring
just
game though, isn't it?
For vibes, but flights are mental. There will be a lot of Reds who go out there without a ticket, but you're right, we looked at this morning at flights. I think we're going to drive,
I was going to think that. I was thinking that.
Oh,
Fly somewhere
Jay,
else for Europe and then
Do you know what? My flight out of Manchester on the Thursday is 8:50. It's just not fucking doing
Is that what they want for it now?
No, 8:50 a.m.
Ah, okay.
So
right.
even getting that after we've won a bastard final is going to be hard work.
You might not even get back for it.
that's not the one.
I'm struggling to make it from town to make that.
Right.
Might have to stay at the airport hotel.
Did you see it on that documentary? Was it Gaz Whelan from the Happy Mondays? And he's saying about how he's fucking he flew from LA
Yeah.
to get to the game, and then he's at Heathrow and circling above Heathrow, and then he fucking got to Amsterdam. He couldn't get a taxi. He wouldn't give it. No one would take him to Rotterdam. So he's like, just got he got there, and it's like, I missed the first dive, just get a taxi, and it's like, no one would take.
What
him
did you
to
think of the
taxi.
documentary?
I like Andy Mitten. I'm big. I've known him for years, and I think he's a great voice to do that kind of thing. And I like the angle on certain aspects of it, like the. I know it, and I mean, you were chatting earlier, and a lot of documentaries nowadays, when you look at football, look at the music and the culture, and I like that and some of the stories as well.
Incredibly relevant to that time.
Yeah, I would have liked it to be longer. To be honest with you, I would have liked a bit more.
Like a
You know what I mean?
10-part, 10-hour
Yeah,
HBO special.
I think it's just
We laughing at?
yeah, basically yeah. But I think there's a lot more they could have said, a lot more they could have done.
They could have got more players in it, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Bit more. But I agree. I like the feel of it. It felt
Yeah.
right for the time, didn't it?
Yeah,
They used a lot of archive footage.
That's what
didn't
they did.
yeah. Which because they went back to the 2011 doc, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
For MUTV with Hughes and
Ince.
I think Chucky's on it, and Ince, yeah.
What's Chucky say about your dad? He says something about your dad in it, doesn't he?
I can't remember.
Because he is the most sarcastic man that's ever lived, isn't he?
When you met
Chucky.
Ryan
Yeah,
McBride,
yeah.
he's ace and he's
Yeah,
fucking
he's a lovely
he's-
man.
Yeah, he's really he's class. We we went to Dublin with him.
Did ya?
Yeah, we did an event in Dublin with him. We've known him for a little while. He's coached at Paddock, hasn't
Yeah, and he still got it.
he? Yeah, he's went
Has he
down-
played- has he come
went-
out of the game with
Went
him?
down.
No,
with-
he couldn't play, but he probably could actually. But he come and did the boxes with the lads, and he looks like a professional homeless person. Right
Yeah. I know what it looks like. Yeah.
But he wore like a fucking green parka and a pair of shorts and boots with no socks, and just come and fucking popped it on one. Just played on one, and just everyone's just going fucking hell. Like He's got like 5 Premier League titles, you dickheads. Like,
Yeah, he's not.
He wasn't. People forget how good a player he was.
Wasn't in that run as well, the goals he got as well. People, like 30 goals in one season, wasn't it, for Chocky? So yeah, he sort of does get a little bit forgotten. I think there's a lot of that era, early 90s players who don't get, and even going into the Premier League, we were talking about this, weren't me and you, where when people have these conversations about the greatest, the best, I think we were talking about this last night on the watch along, and I was saying about how, like, you never hear Gary Pallister mentioned in the conversation of the best ever defender. Why not?
He was superb.
Why is he not in that conversation?
There's not enough footage. You don't, because there's not as much footage.
This is a guy that won.
They didn't get recognised for England either, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Bruce was the biggest.
Right, you tell me what John
Terry.
Terry's got over Steve Bruce.
I mean, it's the craziest thing ever. That it is literally the craziest ever.
Can you imagine?
Break them down as players, though.
Yeah.
What could John Terry do that Steve Bruce could not do?
Nothing.
Apart from racially abuse his fellow professionals.
Slept with his mates' missus.
No, that's a good point.
To be fair, Steve Bruce has not got that in his locker.
No.
He's not got that.
He's done that. You asked him a question and he's answered it straight away.
Right.
But no, you're right. It's a good comparison, that, you know.
But
he was superb, and he scored goals.
19 goals in the season.
Literally everything John Terry, people tell me, is like he's got a bit of a range on him. Leadership,
passing,
he's got
goals,
a decent head.
times
he
his
scores
tackles.
goals. Cool. Let me introduce you to Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
And he played on 1v1 on the halfway line because that United team fucking lived in the opposition half.
Yeah, they did.
Not boxed in by fucking Ashley Cole, Carvalho and Essien. Fucking Jose Mourinho defence all around you.
Heading everything.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
People will clip this up and laugh at it, right? But you're fucking wrong. Know nothing pricks. Because I am fucking absolutely bang on that. Steve Bruce was every bit as fucking capable a defender as the fucking first face on Mount Rushmore of the Premier League was, John Terry.
It should have been a 50 cap England player.
Of course.
Minimum. I mean, ridiculous, really, isn't it?
What are you doing there? Why is he not?
I would
why
love
are you
to
not
have seen
giving
him
a
in
cap?
conversations with that. Because I think my dad said once, the only people that were left were like Mick Phelan, my dad, and Steve Bruce. You know, on international.
Yeah.
He's in the second one.
Kev Campbell.
That was it.
And Joe, what? I bet you. What's the best uncapped England 11 you can come
So
up
he got voted in the Telegraph. My dad was
did
in
it?
Was it? Rightly so.
He got voted in.
So Kev Campbell will be up front.
Yeah.
Pallister and Brew. Pallister's got one.
No,
Yeah,
Pallister's got a lot.
Did he get
He's got so like he's got a few.
8 or something? I think
He's got like not enough considering
He was super, and he could run.
he played back to back.
Fit, was he? He's like athletic.
He played
Granted the ball.
42 games in the season we won the Premier League, or every minute of every game. The following season, he played 41. He played 83 games out of 84 in back-to-back winning time.
I think you could have been both playing, couldn't you? Had two defenders playing together.
See, Pallister's got more than you
Winning
think. He's got 22.
England caps.
Yeah, he did. He's kind of good, but there's
Steve
that.
Bruce got
He had
none.
Des Walker.
He played in the B team, Steve Bruce, once, didn't he? Do you remember the B team games?
Yeah,
I'm sure he got.
Pallister's got 9 caps for that. Because you've got to remember as well, you had Des Walker, who was established at the time, and Tony Adams coming through. So the centre-back pairing was, I think, was mainly them two. Mark Wright was there and thereabouts as well.
He's better than Mark Wright.
I know, you get no arguments from me on that front. But it's a bit of a fucking joke, innit? And the Steve Bruce thing is just an even bigger joke. Yeah, someone says, Chris Lee says, Chucky was mint in the late 80s. Alex Buckingham says, fall over in the rain and full kit wanker it. In answer to what could John Terry do that Steve Bruce could do?
He's got shame, hasn't he, Steve Bruce? So he wouldn't have done it.
No, he wouldn't have
No, he
done
wouldn't
it.
have done
Jacoya Trott says, Andy Cole was disrespected on the international stage.
Yeah,
You get no arguments from me on this.
If you didn't do no caps, but like not capped enough, you've got Carrick, you've got Cole, obviously Kev Campbell, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister.
Yeah.
There's your 11.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not surprised your dad was in it when the Telegraph did it as well. We're going to wrap it up there. Have you got you promoted now? Have you got a game this weekend?
No.
You're promoted, haven't you? Someone told me.
Yeah,
Someone told me today. I was actually told today you got promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got promoted.
Doing all right,
Congratulations.
We've had a fucking hell of a week. So shout out to my under-16s. Won the Manchester County Cup on Sunday. Our other under-16s won the League Cup on Sunday. First team got promoted on Tuesday. And the under-16s, they actually play in the under-17s Premier League. And they won that today.
Well done.
Without playing because the team in second bottled it, didn't want to play them tomorrow. So they've been awarded the points and they are champions. So it's not been a bad fucking week, really. And we've got a semi-final which we're waiting for the date on. It could be a fucking real good season. And I've got 3 under-12s teams. They're all in finals as well next month.
Oh, really?
Oh, this month, sorry. Yeah.
I thought you only had the other team.
No, 10 teams.
Really?
Yeah, our Resis was
done.
in a final too. They've been promoted and one was in a final. They lost the final.
Got a vets team?
No, it's coming though, isn't it? I love this. No, but I think we're close enough to getting a vet team. We've got a few that we could get in there.
There we go. The legend that is
Steve Bruce. See, John Terry's not got a full life-size cut out of him, has he?
No. Yeah. You won't get that on this. John Terry won't get a cut out put on this podcast, trust me. Just throw darts at it. What? So, good week then.
Mate, it's been a hell of a week.
Promotion. Even United have stepped up.
I fully expected United to do a 25-yard run-up and volley us on a dick last night.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They were class.
That's
It was a great night.
It was. More to come.
You knew the second half was going to be boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I was fine with that.
Am I allowed to be annoyed, right? 'Cause I said this to Mrs. last night. Had we drawn the first half 0-0 and won the second half 3-0,
that would be amazing.
Everyone would be like losing their minds.
Yeah,
It kind of felt like everyone just settled and was a bit like, because it was like we'd done it the other way
around. We've got 90 minutes in for that on Thursday, where it's going to be an absolute snooze fest.
Yeah,
but everyone will be dead happy with it. It'll be congas and all sorts.
I'll happily have that because I've feared the worst. I thought we were going to be sat there screwing next week, panicking, and now
clean
it's
sheet, no goalkeeping mistake.
Would have literally took 0-0 last night. Literally would have took 0-0.
Oh, I would have been. I was all right at 1-0.
Yeah.
What, a 1-0 loss?
Yeah. I would have been all right. I think if we can get away 1-0, get them home, we get 2 goals home.
Yeah.
Bruno was superb, wasn't he, as well?
Mate, Bruno, Casemiro.
Oh. Even Maguire, that was a great run, wasn't it?
Mate, Maguire.
How has that not been blocked? Because it's not like he's sent him. He has, but he's not.
He's come back
like
though,
it's so slow. Like, mate, just fucking put your foot out. Like,
It was the skill. It was just the sheer talent. It
was just sheer unexpectation of what was going on in front of him.
And watching it in a pub, and everyone go, "Way!"
Brilliant. It's so good. It's so fucking good. What is going on at this club? It's mint.
What's the odds on him scoring a winner? No, we're talking about Ahmad twisting Spurs up. What's the odds on a fucking Harry Maguire, like last minute clutch goal?
Because I've seen they changed the tune about him, and I've seen him today like dressed as Maradona. Have you seen all that?
Yeah, you see, Ahmad posted that on his socials, didn't he? Of Harry Maguire as Maradona. Ahmad on his socials, he's fucking elite, by the way. He's so funny.
Wait till we get Cunha in.
Oh mate. Yeah, so well done to you, Joe. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the channel again, man. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you showing us memorabilia as well. Showing.
What, does he think he's getting this back?
Oh yeah, that's it. Lending us this, donating it to Stretford Paddock. I'm scared to touch these gloves, right? Because
they are falling apart. I do need to do something about that.
Yeah, we need to. But next time you come on, you can bring the medal with you. You can speak to the museum. Yeah, sort that out and we'll have the medal.
I love that with a tape on.
That's class. Yeah,
they're all taped. Do you know why he taped them ones? Because they wouldn't sponsor him or give him the gloves and he had to buy them and he wouldn't have the logo shown in games. That's what he was like. They wouldn't, because he had to buy them.
They wouldn't sponsor him. They wouldn't give him.
Wouldn't send him gloves.
They wouldn't send him some free gloves.
Think about what he's saying.
Right.
The Manchester United goalkeeper couldn't get free gloves, so bought some, went bollocks to yours, taped the names up, and then went and won trophies with them.
Marker pen, he used Puma Kings, and they didn't give them to him. Marker pen the one.
I remember those.
They wouldn't
I remember
give
players
him
blacking them out.
They wouldn't give him.
Now it looks cool, but back then it was.
He said,
it was a protest.
Send me some gloves, and they went, no. Yeah. I'm playing for United this weekend. Maybe in the cup final. No.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to. That's insane.
That is what it was like.
What is going on? Like, it feels like a different sport, let alone a different era. Jordan Clark says, Mint podcast, boys. Ross Murphy, a great brew, guys. Yeah, proper love this. Jacoya Trot says, a proper brew for a great week. It has been. Joe, thank you for coming on the channel again.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you on again soon as well, man. Appreciate you coming on. And next time you can bring your medal with you as well. Steve, always a pleasure as well. That's been Stephen Howson. That's been Joe Sealey. I'm Jay Motty. This has been The Brew. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And thanks for watching.